Hello everyone, Tiniestofchibis here, and I'm back with Genshin Impact. Still doing the event.
What a surprise!
I'm probably going. I need to start the timer again. I got my soda and I got my ice cream. It's fine. It's still before midnight. It's all right.
I'm just wondering if you might know where the Conqueror of Demons is.
I'm not gonna go to bed until 1 anyway.
Inquire about Xiao's whereabouts. But if he's here, he would be up on the rooftop terrace. Please feel free to go up and have a look.
I'm trying to hurry up and do the shenanigans so that I can finish it. Because I need to record other stuff. But this is on a time limit. So, I mean, both things are on a time limit, technically. But this time limit is shorter. So I gotta go and deal with this shenanigans. Where's my phone? There it is.
He doesn't seem to be.
Fuck, it's February!
Perhaps we came at the wrong
I'm a
time.
dumbass. I can do it before I go to bed.
Maybe he's out battling somewhere again. Let's leave the gifts with the owner.
I forgot to go into the shop today
How can I help?
and check to see if there's a reset. There should be though.
Where did you come from?
Yes.
But I'll see.
Hello, I am Kuching, Yuhong of the Liyue Chising.
The Yuhong. Yes. I saw you when we battled Osile. You are fierce with your blade.
Anyway, we're here to give you some lantern-rite presents. See? There's lots of tasty food.
Don't waste your delicacies on me. Eradicating demons is my duty. You don't have to thank me. Karma is harmful to the human body, even if you have a stronger constitution than most. You should keep your distance from me when you can afford to.
Hey, wait! Are you leaving? Aw, come on! Lantern-rite is almost here! Don't you want to take a break?
Like I said
Sorry, I'm
before,
like responding
I
to
have
like
no liking
a
for
text
crowds.
message. Well, a
I
Discord
must remain
message or whatever.
vigilant of evil attacks,
And I think I
especially
mentioned it
during the
before,
holidays.
where
Continue my patrol as usual. You should also
I mean, it's only been like
exercise
a day or two
caution. And if there's
since
any
I last
danger,
did recordings, and yet I still can't remember. It's been one of those days. But anyway,
And he's gone.
I'm kind of like,
Well, Xiao hasn't changed a bit.
annoyed.
Wonder if he'll come and watch the fireworks this year, though.
But like, I finally told the guy, like if,
All right.
like I felt like you were trying to manipulate me, and I didn't feel fucking comfortable
Let's take a break
at all.
downstairs
I think I
before we
did
head
talk
back
about
into
this.
the city.
I told him like earlier, and he like finally responded to me after like forever.
What should we do?
But it was just super uncomfortable. I was just like, dude, you know,
Huh? Oh, Lady Kuching.
it was kind of like
Lady Kuching.
toxic.
I'm so glad to see you here.
Feng Yi? What's wrong? What are you doing here?
Lady Kuching, let me explain. I had rearranged the fireworks layout
As
and
if the
expanded
dude didn't
the
really
range
give a
to
shit about
Shinsa
my
Village,
feelings and
just like
stuff, you know?
requested. My people finished setting up the fireworks and we left someone in charge to launch them for the show. But the person we left in charge came back shortly after.
And so I'm like, I'm
and
trying to
reported
write the
that
thing.
all the fireworks in Chingsa village had been stolen. I immediately reported the situation to the Millelith and had another batch of fireworks made to be transported to Chingsa village under escort. However, everyone's short-handed during Lantern-rite. The Millelith are already stretched thin and don't even have enough people to fill their regular patrols. They can't spare anyone to look after the fireworks for us. We don't have many materials left, so if the second batch of fireworks gets stolen as well, we're done for. So, I was thinking to go to Chingsa village and have a look first. Which is when I bumped into you. Lady Kuching, what should we do?
According to the Ministry of Civil Affairs, the number of guards on patrol has to be doubled and rotated continuously during Lantern Rite. They must perform these extra measures in addition to their standard daily affairs. The only manpower they can muster during the festival would be the emergency response units. But those special units are intended only for backup. There are not many of them, and they cannot perform prolonged guard duty. If we wish to make use of them, we'll need to resolve the problem quickly. Maybe we can ask the Adepti for help. This would be a piece of cake for someone like Cloud Retainer or Xiao. No, that would only make us look incompetent. I'll handle this, Pungi. We can help too, Kaching. Thanks, you two. Actually,
Why do we have to hang out with Kaching?
Let me make some arrangements.
Can we hang out with somebody cool?
Pungi,
Then
go back
Zhongli.
to Liyue Harbor and
Zhongli's
get the
cool.
fireworks ready. Then meet me in Qingce Village.
I guess Shinyan is
Traveler,
alright.
come with me. Let's ask
Or
around to
or
see
the
what
water
happened.
boy. He's good. I like water boy. So, but we do meet him in a little bit, so it's okay. I feel like I don't know. I don't know. Okay, now we gotta freaking go to Kinsei Village. Yeah? Yeah. Sorry, I thought I saw something on. I was like, what the hell is that? Hmm. Hmm. Well, that was more than 30 minutes. I wonder if that was for the thingamabob. Maybe. I'll try again later. I was checking my email. And I was like, I swear, sometimes, like, I would lose my head if it wasn't
How
touched.
could a whole batch of fireworks just vanish like that?
I'm gonna mute myself for a minute, because
Hello, Granny
let
Roshi.
that play, and I
We'd
want to
like
watch
to know
something.
more about the recent fireworks theft.
Oh, Lady Kaching, I can hardly believe you came personally to investigate.
It's no trouble at all. Please, tell us what happened.
Well, when they brought the fireworks, the children in the village were very excited. They were all gathered round, watching the area for a long time. The workers piled up the fireworks and said they would go confirm the locations to set them off. That's when they left the village. Oh, now let me remember. Ah, yes. I recall that they left the fireworks in an open area just next to a house down the old road. But the very next day, all the fireworks were nowhere to be seen. The person in charge of the fireworks was so anxious that they went straight back to the city to find a solution. Oh, the villagers here are worried too. The fireworks missing can only mean that there are thieves about. There are elderly and kids in the village, you know. Although the Millilith are stationed here,
It was essentially a video
no one
that says
dares to
when
go out
the Doom music
anymore.
kicks in, and
I
it was
understand. Please help
the
reassure
clip
the people in the village and tell them
and,
everything's going to be fine with the Millilith standing guard. Traveler,
the
let's go investigate
Spider-Man
the place
into
where
the
the fireworks were stolen.
Spider-Verse with where it's a Miles Morales and whatnot, and then like the other Spider-Mans, and it's essentially the scene where they're fighting in Aunt May's house. So sorry. I don't know why. I really like Miss Bai. Something about her, like, Maybe because she's like the NPC that resembles me the most, maybe? I don't know. I am not a very skinny person. You know, and like I think maybe also because like I really don't tend to care for the NPCs too much. But like, and maybe there was there was a plump Mondstatter, but like I don't remember any of them. But Miss Bai is like the only one I remember as like a plump character. So like that's actually a girl and not a dude, because I've seen like plump guys in the game, but I don't remember seeing any like, you know, thicker women. So I was like she's the only one I can remember who. So I don't know. Maybe that's why I like her. She's like my favorite NPC.
The thieves must think there are mostly elderly
Unlike the
and
creepy
children
ones.
living in Chinksa Village.
Like
All
the
too weak to
perfumer
defend
chick.
themselves.
That lady scares me.
Otherwise,
I
they would
don't.
never
She
dare
creeps me
commit
out.
such
I'm
a
like,
blatant crime.
no, thank you.
This is
I don't like
absolutely
talking to her.
awful.
She creeps me out.
We cannot let such a matter go unpunished.
But
Let's
you know,
see if
I
we
mean,
can find
I guess
any
some
clues
guys
here
will like
before we
her or
plan our
something.
next step.
I don't know. Just the way she talks just creeps me out. Does anybody actually like the perfumer? I mean, it's probably why I also don't like Lisa too. I mean, Lisa's not as bad as the perfumer, but you know, still. Boop. Oh, frick. I'm supposed to be talking about my story, and I keep forgetting. I swear, you think I would remember, but nope, I never do. There you go.
Are these footprints?
And then I'm going down
Let's
here,
see where they lead.
down here.
Footprints continue here.
There's a
Let's keep following
Sealy
them.
that I haven't harassed. Sealy! Come to me! Do 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 do. I failed. Alright then, not even. Alright. Hello, Sealy. Where are you going? Come back to me. Anyway, story. So the first part is the dad's family origin, then the first one is the mom's family origin, and third one is like talking about chapters, by the way, not actual books or anything. Where the hell is that other Sealy? Why are you up there, Sealy? Why must you torment me? Stupid ass Sealy. Anyway. Like, a part of me is like, don't talk about it. And then, like, another part of me is like, do talk about it? I think I would probably have to find something that's designated. Because, like, I'm still hesitant to talk about it. Because a part of me still wants to write the story. But then, like, the part that knows I probably won't doesn't want, like, wants to get the story out. So that way people know, like, hey, oh wait, I have fucking Zhongli. Why the fuck am I suffering? You know?
Gather.
Oh my gosh. Where am I? Yeah, my, ah! I can't even climb on the freaking wall! I swear. Like, the tree was being evil. Like, I was suffering. I suffered. That's what I like about Zhongli, man. He helps me when it's fucking these stupid ass.
Gather.
Oh. There it is. Wait. Cause like the buildings are really hard to climb on. So it's like, how am I supposed to climb the building without, you know, a flying character? But with Zhongli, you can kind of just make a straight pillar shenanigans. And, you know, the pillar is not stupidly shaped. So you can just get what you want, you know?
And all the more
It's less
valuable
suffering. Less of a pain in the ass. But that's whatever. Okay. Anyway. Like, I really do want to talk about it. But at the same time, I'm like, do I want to let out spoilers.
The footprints continue
But
here.
I'm like, I'm never
Let's keep
probably gonna
following them.
say anything, you know? It's this weird mixture of like, wanting to share my ideas, but at the same time, not wanting to, you know, give out spoilers for something I might actually finish. But, I don't know, it's a weird, it's weird.
Sir, please. This is all just a big misunderstanding.
Water boy, by the way.
A misunderstanding,
Where's my
you
phone?
say? If
I'm
so,
out.
then tell me, why are you hiding here?
Please, good sir. This really is just a misunderstanding. I would never dream of getting anywhere near the Feiyun Commerce Guild shipment.
Something's happening over there. Let's go have a look.
Oh, the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It must be.
Please, save your breath. Restrain this fellow. Tightly now. We mustn't let him get away.
Yes, young master.
I was sure it was an evil spirit. Turns out it's the treasure hoarders again.
Xingqiu and Changyun! Hello!
Well, hello, dear traveler.
Wanted
Our
to join my
fates cross
world.
once again.
Probably a
What
stranger.
brings you here?
You should be careful. You never know what
excuse me.
stranger danger is.
Tell me what is happening here. Ah, yes. Allow me to explain. It so happens that every year during the Lantern Rite, the Feiyun Commerce Guild transports supplies to various villages outside of Liyue Harbor. Family rules stipulate that the supplies must be personally escorted by a family member. Because my older brother went last year, the duties have fallen to me this time around.
Oh, so what's Changyun doing here?
Changyun happened to be visiting, so I cordially invited him to join us for the journey.
Oh, I see. But why did Changyun say he thought there was an evil spirit?
I see that you are not familiar with the story of old. It is said that fireworks were once called firecrackers, and were used to ward off evil spirits and the like. In ancient times, Liyue was plagued by evil spirits. As people gathered together to celebrate the annual festival, the Yang energy would intensify, and evil spirits were thus attracted to the fringes of the city by the strong scent. Liyue Harbor was under the gracious protection of Rex Lapis, so the spirits dared not enter the city. However, they still lingered near the city gates and pestered the passers-by. In order to drive the spirits away, people made firecrackers and lit them near the city gates. The flashes of light and loud noise successfully drove the spirits whence they came. This festival is now known as the Lantern Rite. It was my intention to travel around to see if there are any malicious spirits lying in wait for passers-by. Since I happened to have a shipment of goods to deliver, and our course was through the mountains, I naturally thought it best to have my thaumaturge friend traveling alongside me.
Xingqiu said he learned the story about evil spirits from an
It was
ancient
like
text.
really wonky in the beginning.
The text vividly describes the appearance and
Sorry,
even
I'm
the whereabouts of
distracted.
the spirits.
I picked the second one on the other one. I don't fully remember what was said. Then again, I wasn't fully paying
Anyway,
attention either.
when we arrived at the area, Changyun sensed an ambush.
Either
about
way,
to take
they're both
place.
thought bubbles, so I guess it really
Upon
doesn't
searching
matter
the
in
area, we found a group
conversation
of treasure
now, does
hoarders.
it?
They tried to flee the moment
Now that
we
I
were
think
upon
about it.
them.
Oh well.
Fortunately, I was swift enough to catch one of them. Your timing couldn't have been more fortunate. We were just preparing to send them to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. He insists the matter is merely a misunderstanding, but things seem quite clear as I see it.
Good sir, just hear me out. Everyone knows the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Had we known it was your merchant caravan, we never would have dared to attack. The master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild is famous for his generosity and noble deeds, a true hero of the people. So, you see, this
Probably
was a
shouldn't be
big
drinking 2
misunderstanding.
cups of soda.
We didn't want any trouble with the guild.
What you mean to say is that you were targeting someone else then? Well, who was it?
Well, just trust me. were definitely not trying to steal your goods.
Go. Just.
Please.
I like how we're like doing all this shenanigans in the rain.
I would like to borrow a few of your staff to escort the thief to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. As for the bounty, we will
I'm
pay you
surprised none of us
afterward.
have been shocked and
It is
killed.
my humble duty to uphold justice. No remuneration shall be necessary. Come then. See that this thief is taken to the Ministry of Civil
Okay.
Affairs.
Yes, young master, leave it to us. You heard him. Take this man over there and make sure he's secured. Tie each of his fingers separately if you have to. He's not gonna pull anything under our watch.
Wait a second. Please also deliver this message to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. It's very likely that this thief is related to the recent fireworks theft in Chingsa Village. Make sure
I
they
really
have
should
someone
fix
question
this.
him thoroughly.
So the plot thickens. Is your task clear? We mustn't disappoint the Yuan.
Yes, young master, I understand. We'll be on our way.
I've heard many good things about you, Master Xingqiu. Thank you for your assistance.
I hardly lifted a finger. Think nothing of it.
Everyone, my intuition tells me that there could be more than one group of treasure hoarders in this area.
Hold on. You.
More than one
It
group?
should be still talking some more,
Oh,
but I'm
I've
actually
got
gonna
quite a
leave the
keen
room
eye
for a
too,
minute.
Chongyun.
Because
During
I'm
our
gonna go
search,
get
I found
something.
scattered sets of footprints differing from those on the road. There may still
I'm gonna
be
try to
other
fix the
treasure
mirror
hoarders waiting to ambush
that broke.
passers-by. When I was chasing the treasure hoarders earlier, I noticed that they were nearly unarmed and very few in numbers. If they truly intended to ambush the Fei Yun Commerce Guild,
But I need a
they
piece of
must have
cardboard or
overestimated
something.
themselves. If you ask me, they didn't seem to be staging an ambush,
I'll be back.
but rather it appeared as if they were waiting for someone.
Before they ask me questions.
It appears they may be the thief's accomplices. They were probably hiding here to wait for the stolen goods.
What exactly are the stolen goods, if I may ask? Taking advantage of the elderly and children. What a loathsome group of criminals. Lady Kuching, don't fret about manpower. Chongyun, let's go lend them a hand in Chingsa Village, shall we?
Yeah, just leave it to us. We can handle a bunch of thieves.
Thank you. That will help alleviate the crisis in Chingsa Village. Unfortunately, the footprints we were following end here. I don't know where we should
Yep,
go
they're still
next.
talking. I found some tape,
Since we
so I
were
might
only
use
a
the
moment
tape to
away
fix
from
it
catching all the
versus
treasure hoarders.
actual cardboard, but I could use the tape to fix it using the just to keep it straight, and then use the cardboard to glue it on there, so I can make sure that it doesn't move around. At least that's what I'm thinking. Don't worry.
Thank you. Master Xingqiu, I'll leave Chingsa Village under your watch.
Alright.
Most assuredly, Lady Kuching.
Okay. Let's see.
It's fortunate our paths crossed with those two.
It's always good to have some help. Not too sure if you guys can hear me from all the way over there. Let me actually put this a little closer to my
Who
face.
stole the fireworks haven't revealed themselves yet.
You know?
I'll go have a look around. Traveler, please go take a rest in Chingsa Village. I've troubled you enough already. I
Alrighty.
can handle the rest of this matter myself.
So,
Kuching,
where was I in my thought process? Oh, yes, yes.
all by yourself?
No, like, watching the characters and stuff reminds me of the characters that I'm kind of doing and stuff, so I'm like, so I want to talk about them more. But anyway,
At least it'll be safer than investigating on your own.
so, like, a part of me is all like, should I talk about it? Should I
Yes,
not?
I agree, but
You know?
we are short-handed at the moment. I can handle these trivial matters myself. The fireworks that were transported to
okay.
Chingsa Village were quite bulky.
So Yuna's
Shouldn't have
technically a
gone far.
princess, if you will.
Way I see it, if they
I
were
mean, like
clever
a
enough, they would
Yakuza
conceal
princess
the
or
stolen
whatever you
goods
want to call
somewhere
it.
and then come pick
Like,
them up
she's
later.
the daughter of the chief,
All I have to do is find
or
out where
the
they hid the
little
fireworks
head
and then
leader, or
return to the
whatever you want
location
you
with
call them.
reinforcements. Don't worry. I am not reckless, and I won't carelessly alert the
She
thieves. You can certainly trust me by now.
Well,
is
when you put
also,
it that way.
It's settled
thanks
then.
to,
Traveler, Paimon, please go get
you
some
know,
rest. I'll go find you in Chingsa Village when I'm done.
It goes a little slower. There we go. How the family runs and stuff. Because, oh, that's the timer, which means it's also like about a minute to midnight. So here's what I'm going to do. Just like, yes, I could do some I'll probably finish this off later. It'll be maybe tomorrow for me. Well, yeah. Like, or maybe I'll remember to tell the story, but I really want to tell the story. So I'm like, what do I do? Shoot, I was like off slightly. No, I got it. Cool. Cool beanies. How many do I have? Now what? Process. Okay, so now I can do that part. Okay. You know what? Screw it. Let's go. Let's at least let me talk about the first part, okay? So, the lore behind the father's family, of Yuna's father's family, which, give me a sec. I do have the name right now. Let me pull the sucker up, because it's in my notes, you know. I have too many things written down. Yeah, that's why I needed to glue it, because I needed it to fix it up, because it didn't want to stay still. Alright. It's Koizumi. Koizumi. Or however you pronounce that. I'm not. The Kuzumi-kan. Kuzumi-kan? So. But anyway. So the lore is, from the father's family anyway, that, like, a long ass time ago, it's gotta be color. You gotta start off with a smaller one. And then I think it was height, or was it size? We'll find out. Size is probably it. Alright. So essentially, there was a dragon who was a dragon of destruction and stuff. Damn it, that went too high. And so every time, like this, so this dragon went around fighting and, you know, killing and doing whatever it wanted. It would start wars. It would, you know, destroy property. It would do it would essentially do whatever the hell I wanted, because it felt like it, like, and it wouldn't do. I hit nitpicker. Whatever. I think this one's probably better than fine. Whatever. I don't care. Anyway. Do I get rewards for this shit? So, Anyway, so the dragon goes around doing whatever the hell it wants, blah 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 blah. One day it did a fight, and usually would be fine, but this one time it fought. Its opponent was much stronger than the dragon thought he was, and though the dragon was victorious, it was badly injured. And so, but the dragon refused to, give up, because it was like, I refuse, essentially it was just like, being stubborn, and it was trying to, continue doing whatever it was doing, before, eventually it just, the dragon ended up collapsing onto the ground and stuff. And cool. And so it's laying there kind of in pain and annoyed, not because, it's hurt, but mostly because, he's all like, man, if I fucking die, it would be considered a loss, and I refuse to lose to some stupid ass whatever. I can't, like I said, I don't know what he fought. Maybe it was another dragon, who knows. But it's the dragon, the dragon's really annoyed and is being super stubborn about the whole situation. And while it's laying, in its annoyance, a woman comes up and stuff, and he's kind of annoyed because he didn't even realize that there was a human around. So he kind of feels like, man, I should have been paying attention. Am I that freaking weak right now? I can't even freaking sense a lowly human. He doesn't say it out loud, but he's thinking it. So he's mildly annoyed. But whatever. And damn it, I knew it was gonna go over. That's why I didn't want to hit it. Okay, cool. Anyway. So event menu. Do this. Do 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 do. That feels like something bit my foot. Whatever. Anyway, so I need to do this last one. And I'll do it eventually. But I want to finish the story, and I need to do other shenanigans. So, you know what? Actually, Mondstadt would be easier to do it in. So, man, I kind of feel annoyed that, when I was thinking about this in my head and stuff like that, it came out so much nicer and better. But it's kind of it's how it is. Essentially, so what ends up happening is, after some back and forth conversation between the human and the dragon, the human woman, finally convinces the dragon to, cause, okay. So, she, essentially, the woman is like, I have a favor to ask of you. And if you do my favor, I shall promise to take care of you so that, until you get better. And then the dragon was all like, why should I, get any help from a lowly human? And then she was all like, well, I could just leave you and then you'll succumb to your own injuries, which would mean you would lose to whoever you fought. And obviously, the dragon was none too pleased about that, and he was all like, "Oh yeah, because I don't have these, you can actually buy this, so that way you have them," which is pretty neat, you know. I don't know if I should buy them though. Woo! Because I am on PlayStation, so the harp and musical instruments is kind of annoying. Because you can only do so much. Buy all the wheat. Thank you. And I should buy all the salt and pepper, or at least just all the salt, at least. Because you gotta use a lot of salt and pepper, and you don't get them anywhere else. So. And so, like, you know, after that, like, the dragon was, like, annoyed. But he was like, fine, I'll agree to it. Because he really, the thought, like, mind you, he doesn't like losing, but at the he was like, he kind of debated, and he was like, you know what, I would rather lose a verbal argument than lose a physical thing. Because so he was more mad about, you know, dying, because that would just mean he was weak. At least with a verbal argument, there's no evidence. So that's kind of like, after a while, he just like, fine. And it's like, I'll let you heal me, human. And then I will give you the power you seek. And mind you, when she asks for power, she's all like, I don't care if you give me power or it just, you know, of my blood or bloodline. That of my blood. I just need the power to protect the things I care about and stuff. And so, like, eventually, well, you know, she's taking care of, she also told him to transform into a human, or, well, she didn't tell him to turn into a human, she just told him, can you transform into something a lot smaller? It would be a little more easier for me to take care of you if you could fit inside my house. And so annoyed, he turns into, like, a human and stuff. And mind you, in human form, he's, like, huge compared to her. She's, like, this petite woman. Actually, probably about, like, Amber's height. And so, like, Amber's height, and then he's, like, Zhongli's height, but he's, like, buff. I mean, you know, Zhongli's nice and decent, but he's also slender, which is, he would be more like, whew, buff, like him, like, Wagner, Wagner, hello, I know words. He's like, yeah, Wagner's actually about, like, you know, Zhongli's height. So, yeah, he would be, like, essentially, like, you know, Amber trying to carry Wagner, like an injured Wagner. Wagner? Anyway. And he's also, hold on. While in human form, I can't believe I actually have fucking characters for this shenanigans. Would kind of resemble, like, hair and eye color. Like, the, because even, like, can I get, actually, no. How would I get face up close? Face close. Trying to get his face. There we go. Ha! Like, he would have the sunken eyes and shit like that. And, like, the hair color would be like that. Maybe a little lighter, though. Yeah, it would probably, like, be like Chungyun's eyes. With, Ningguang's hair color. Or would it be razors? No. Ningmongs. So he's like a big buff dude with like white hair and like blue slanted eyes and shit. And then, you know. And like the human woman's just a small petite woman. Anyway. So she takes him to her house. And she spends like a long time taking care of him. And over the course of the months, you know, they spend time together, they talk about all sorts of stuff, of why she needs power, of her favorite food, like little things here and there, And slowly, because he's in human form and stuff, mind you, he's never transformed into a human before, he starts getting like the feelings and stuff. And he's not like, he doesn't really fully understand it, but he knows of it. So he's kind of like, ugh, feelings, but then he's all like, it's fine. And so once he's fully healed and stuff, and she, the human woman asks him, or tells him, he's like, now that you're healed, where do you plan on going? And when should, you really should keep the end of your deal. And he's like, yes, I should. And she's all like, she admits, like, it'll be sad to see you go, but I do understand, you have things to do, I guess. And after a bit of communication, and dragons are pretty possessive, or, greedy creatures, at least as far as we know, and stuff. So, maybe I should have left this broken. Anyway, sorry, I was looking at the thing. It has been taped together, so hopefully it'll be okay. Maybe. We'll see. It would be this way, I think. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my thing now that I kind of I didn't glue it to the back of the thing. I just taped the mirror part together, so that way it wasn't just flopping about everywhere in its thing. So that way it at least stays kind of in place. But anyway, essentially, like, he tells her, like, I'll give you the power you want, and so long as you stay by my side, or something akin to that. And mind you, he kind of like he's still in human form, and they had been like just kind of like standing like a good, like, standing distance away from each other before he pulls her close. And then, they do some kissing, and then, not safe for work stuff, or it's kind of hinted at not safe for work stuff. Essentially, he says, like, you're mine, and, and basically the clan starts because, the dragon fell in love with the human, and so, while the dragon becomes their deity, but it's also like their ancestor type thing. So, there is that. And after the human woman dies, because, Humans only live for so long. About, what was it, 4 generations? It's like about 4 or 5 generations. Like, every 4 to 5 generations, actually, the clan actually, like, because the beginning of the clan started with a woman. I believe it's 4 generations. I have to redo the numbers again. It's like every 4 generations, or 5, 1 and 2. God, I have to fucking do the math again, or redo, like, look at my, because a lot of it I did, like, I did a lot of math and shit, shenanigans. I think it was 4. And I'm using it based off my own family's log. How long has this been? How long have I been talking? Oh, this is gonna be a long episode. Because it was 01 last I saw it, and now it's 19. So this is gonna be a long episode.
I feel like running.
So 19, 25. Yeah, I probably should cut this short, or hurry it along. Yeah, so it's probably 4 generations, because myself, my dad, his father, grandfather, so that's 4 generations. So it was probably every 4 generations, because the 5th generation would be the reborn of the dragon. So it was like, essentially, male, 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 the new head of the female, and then the dragon, and then it would be another 3 boys, and then female. And essentially, the reason why this was because, again, the head of the reason why the clan started was because of a woman, and the reason why the dragon gets reborn is to make sure that the family stays strong. Because, you know, humans are only so weak. And every time, you know, it's, you know, just human and another human, or part dragon, human, whatever, it dilutes, you know, the strength of the dragon. So that's why every once in a while the dragon will be reborn. Though in its new reincarnation, it doesn't remember anything of its past lives, until it hits 20. Or till they hit 20. And then they can remember. They don't remember their past life, just the being a dragon past life. You know? So they don't remember their human lives. But they just remember, oh yeah, I'm a dragon. And like, because, like, they might, like, remember some glimpses, kind of like, you know how you feel like when you're like deja vu or nostalgia type thing, but you're like, I never had that though. But so that kind of shenanigans. But it's not too much. And also, this was actually something I thought of yesterday, depending on how you see it. It's like whenever there is a female who's going to be the next clan leader, the previous clan leader, or the father, will always make sure any male heirs that he had behind him would be they would be given like a potion or whatever to make them infertile, so that way they won't attempt to try to knock off their sister who has been chosen. It's for a reason, so that way, you know, they won't. And the reason, and they know, like, others can have women and stuff like that, but it follows a pattern, as well as the fact that the chosen, you know, clan leader female usually has like a birthmark on her, so that it's usually somewhere on her. never in the same place sometimes. But there's always a birthmark of, like, a dragon claw. And, like, a couple of, like, you know, like, little etched, like, flower scale thing. That, it might look like a tattoo, but it's actually, you know, a birthmark. And it's blue. So, it's not like, oh, but what if it's just a random thing? No, it's like a blue and white thing. So it's like very unnatural. That's why I said it looks like a tattoo. So that's a symbolism of like, oh yeah, this is the next clan leader. And the dragon also, when they're born, has a birthmark that looks like a tattoo as well. And it's like of a dragon, obviously. Essentially a self-portrait. But yeah. So I'm trying to think of what else. So yeah. That's it for the father side. Next episode we'll talk about the mother side of the family. Though that story might be quicker and I don't remember if I'm missing anything. But yeah, so we're going to end this episode now because it's pretty long. Oh shit. It's probably an hour. So yeah, so for now Tiniestofchibis is signing out.